with the Body Electric Supplement. It is here that you supercharge your life, hopefully. All right, today's message is making mistakes is a healthy way to learn. Earlier in the week, I was watching or listening to a podcast. Usually, is of course, it's on YouTube. There's video attached, but I think I was doing more listening. And in that particular podcast, they were talking about how people learn. And it's important for me as an educator to know that, and so that I can reinforce it in a classroom, right? Um, and too many times I think people are afraid of this thing, making mistakes. It's necessary. Like if you think about it, when a baby is learning about the world, the baby is starting off with nothing but mistakes, y'all. Like think about it. A baby practices sitting up, they fall over. A baby practices holding things, they drop it. A baby practices saying words, they say gibberish. Those are mistakes, y'all. I mean, those are mistakes, and it's natural, and that's how we learn. Now, I don't know where along the way, people got afraid of making mistakes. And I'm just going to be honest. I've taught kindergarten, and I've seen kids come into kindergarten afraid of making mistakes. Okay? And I think a lot of people in this day and age, they just accept or expect perfection immediately, but that's not learning. That's just copying. That's not learning. Okay? And even then, you're trying to like understand what's going on. So when you learn, you come to notice something first, and then you come to maybe understand it but not quite sure yet. So you might try something in that learning and you might make a mistake. Say, for example, if somebody's just talking to you and they're telling you their address, right? Like how to get to their home. And you hear the information, it's coming towards you, right? But then maybe you're not paying attention. Maybe you're not looking at them. Maybe you're not writing it down. Maybe you're too busy like with headphones on or something, so that information might be there. It's there. But if you're not verifying that information in some kind of way, you don't know. Now, again, this is just a simple example. So again, if somebody gives you their address and they're saying it's 546 Victory Lane or whatever, and then you're like, it's 54 what? So you made a mistake. You didn't get it right then and there. And that's okay, because that's how you learn. Me sitting in the classroom is a perfect example of doing this video, because I also want to talk a little bit about what's going on with my brother. Like he's making some mistakes. And this is also a really nuanced situation because he has a short-term memory. He has mental illness. And I have to be gentle with my approach because he might not remember what he did. That is a mistake. And I can't, and nobody should be punished, really. I live in the United States where, people just expect everybody is competitive. Everybody is like, oh, we got to scramble to be number one, that kind of mentality. We do not have, unfortunately, a worldview. I'm going to just be honest. The United States does not have a worldview, and I think most people that are not in the United States understands that. Now, unfortunately, the people who live in the United States, grew up in the United States, they don't realize that there are other viewpoints in the world when it comes to that. So back to this whole idea of perfection right away. And it's troubling. It's been this way for a long time where people just assume like, oh, you got to get it right the first time, that kind of thing. And then there is other aspects, things like survival. Like in some situations, yes, you do have to get things quickly, okay? Um, but in my brother's case right now, I'm just trying to find the best way to help him while at the same time hold him accountable with some things, even with a short term memory. So I don't want him assuming that he can use that to his advantage because he's smart. Okay, he's smart. He can't use it to his advantage in certain ways because eventually consequences will come up, you know. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Consequences happen, and consequences happen for everybody, right? For example, say like budgeting, spending your money, right? If you've got like $20 to spend for, I don't know, the week or whatever, and it's up to you to make sure that you take care of yourself with food, or at least a certain meal, say for lunch, right? And that's a common thing. People who work in the United States, if they work in an office or whatever, that's usually about the price most people spend on a lunch, right? Quick bite to eat. And if you have $20 for the whole week, you got to make some different choices, right? You've got to learn. Maybe that first day you were like, oh, I'm just going to go down to the little bistro and get some food, and you look at the prices and you're like, oh my goodness, very interesting. Somebody's made a mistake and forgotten something. So I'll be right back. They're knocking on my classroom door. I'm in the United States. I'll be right back. I don't know. I don't see it. Yep, I would check in your bag. Meow meow. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I don't know if you heard that. So one of my students came back. He's down in the hall, but he was like, "Did I leave my water bottle here?" He leaves things a lot. Okay, talking about make mistakes. So um, yeah, so if you like needed to do better with your money, normally you spend $20 every day at lunch, but now you're trying to take $20 and spread it across the week for lunch, then you realize, oh yeah, oh my goodness, these prices are really high. So you walking into that bistro and looking at the prices and you're like, oh no, I need to back out of here and find somewhere else. That was a mistake. And now you're going to course correct, or you're going to adjust. You know, we try things and we adjust. We try things and we adjust. That's my method in the classroom. Like, I'm not hard on myself as an educator. If something's not working in the classroom, that means I haven't tried the thing that's going to work yet. That's having a growth mindset, you know? And I was actually even at my band practice last night. Like, I do a lot of things, y'all. So I am a singer-songwriter, and I'm in 3 bands, and I'm a school teacher. Yeah. So I do all those things. So one of my bandmates, like I can tell, I don't know, sometimes people revert back, and I have a video about that. It's like as you move in the world and you try to do self-improvement, sometimes you do backslide. I'm just be honest. Some people, they try and they do things and then they go back to their old ways because their old ways are comfortable. They've already made that groove in their life, in their brain, literally, right? So she was kind of having, some icky feelings about, being adventurous. So I don't know. So I'll talk to her later about that. But yeah, we have to make mistakes in order to learn. You don't know if you actually got it until you're making mistakes and problem solving. Okay? So, and like I said, at least for my brother and his sake and his situation, I kind of have to make this approach different because, quite honestly, he may have not remembered doing what he did. And I kind of have to put things in writing for him. He does for the same. Um, and it's really important that we all take accountability as we grow in personal development. you know. If you make a mistake, it's not to, punish yourself. And that's another thing, when I'm teaching people emotional intelligence, that's going to be something else I'm going to work with them with. It's like, we all make mistakes, you know? It's like, how quickly can you bounce back and just try again? Keep trying, nobody's punishing you. If you're punishing you, you need to stop, okay? That kind of things. But yeah, we're all living this life and nobody's perfect.
Sorry, just grabbing one thing.
Yeah.
I figure I should probably take the birthday book folder home and
Oh.
work on Bennett's.
Yep.
So might as well, right? Yeah, so. All right, Monica, I'll see ya.
All right. Bye. And that was my teaching assistant. So yeah, so we're apparently getting a snow day, y'all. So most of the United States is under this big snowstorm that's about to happen, at least in the southeast, starting tomorrow. So yeah, and that's another thing. You might see me tomorrow. I hope so. I got to get some things done anyway. Falling behind on my chores, and yeah, making mistakes is helpful in the learning process. It's necessary. Like I said, the analogy of the babies start off making mistakes. They really do. That's what they do. Okay? And be kind to yourself as you make mistakes, but learn. Okay? And with that, I say, take care.